Welcome to this week's Down Home with Tina. I have got some of the cast in the upcoming production of Ohio University-Lancaster's Into the Woods, and I can't wait. These students are not just students at OUL. I think maybe one might be, but we're going to find out exactly if there is or if there is not. We're going to begin with Ian. He is part of it. Into the Woods is the upcoming production, and it's going to be performed during the Lancaster Festival, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We've got two performances on July 23rd. I believe that's the Saturday. One at 2 p.m. and the other at 7 p.m.
Awesome. And what can you share before I get to talking a little bit about you and your history and where you come from, if you come from OUL, and how many years you've been acting and all that good and fun stuff? Share with folks a little bit about the history of this production.
All right, so Into the Woods, the music was written by Stephen Sondheim. The book was written by James Lapine. It premiered in 1987. It ran for 765 performances during its initial run.
Wow.
And it has had several revivals and special performances ever since, most recent one being the 2022 revival, which got the chance to perform at this year's Tonys. Mm-hmm. During its original run, it took home 3 Tonys. It took home the Tony for Best Score and Best Book, and also Joanna Gleason as the baker's wife for Best Supporting Actress.
Wow.
So it is a prolific show by any measure.
So I'm wondering how tough it was to get this script in hand for you all to do this, which is, I know, something for a Victor Jones, who is the artistic director of the productions that happen for Ohio University-Lancaster. It can be tough sometimes getting these different ones, and I'm sure this is going to be phenomenal. What is Into the Woods about? What is the plot?
Into the Woods essentially follows a bunch of classic fairy tales happening all at the same time. You've got the story of Cinderella, of Jack and the Beanstalk, Little Red Riding Hood, and Rapunzel. And what ties this all together is essentially an original fairy tale about a baker and his wife who are trying to lift a curse so that they can have a child.
Oh, okay.
And that ties all of these stories together.
Okay, so what part do you play?
I am the baker.
You are the baker. So you're the one that you are trying to lift this curse, you say, that has fallen upon all of these characters.
The curse was specifically done by the witch who lives next door. It was essentially my father in the past stole some of her magic beans, and she didn't like that, so
you can't steal from the witch.
Nope, so she cursed. My family tree shall always be a barren one, is what they say.
Okay. What university do you come from, Ian?
I come from Bowling Green State University.
How many years have you been into acting?
Into acting in general, my first musical was in, I want to say, 2nd grade.
Oh my goodness, wow. Do you happen to have a favorite part of this production, Into the Woods?
There's a bit where one of the elements to lift this curse is the cow is white as milk, and it's Jack's cow from Jack and the Beanstalk. And there's a bit where I lose track of her, and so I'm walking through the woods. The script calls me forlorn, and I'm just screaming moo as loud as I can, trying to find this cow, and it's so funny.
That's your favorite fun part of the show. What else can you share with folks that you have learned maybe from this production? Because I know you're still in rehearsals and such.
One of the things that's so fascinating, I've always loved the music of the show, but one of the things that, like, as I'm hearing it back to back all the time, it's really scored almost like a movie. And since there's a lot of repeating motifs associated with characters, for instance, there's a royal family. We'll talk with one of the princes in a minute. And every time the royal family shows up, there's a fanfare that plays. Every time the witch shows up or her beans get mentioned, there's a motif that's playing in the background. So it's, as also a music student, not just a music theater student, like seeing all the music back to back is really giving me such a brighter insight into how it all ties together.
Very, very nice. Would you like to say anything in particular to folks who are watching today about this production, to maybe encourage them to come?
It is a truly magical production. We've got a fantastic cast. We're getting the set together, and it is so much fun. And I know that it'll be a great time for anybody who comes.
Wonderful, wonderful. And folks, it is the 23rd, and then when will the other, for those who may not be able to make it on July 23rd, Ian, one of the rest?
The other showings are August 3rd through 6th.
Perfect. And if you don't get that, folks, we'll share that with you in a moment. Ian, thank you so very much, and good luck to you and we're going to get to a couple of the other cast members of the upcoming production of OUL's Into the Woods. It's Down Home with Tina.
My name is Allie. I just became 14 years sober at the end of last month. Through the support of my family and friends, I got the courage to ask for help. And through treatment services and the recovery community, I was able to start my recovery journey. Now I get to work as a peer supporter and an addiction treatment navigator, where I get to help the next sick and suffering. If you don't have family and friends that can support you right now, you can find those supports through treatment providers, the recovery community, and peer supporters like me. Every life matters, and your recovery is worth it.
This message is brought to you by the Fairfield County Adam H. Board.
The Frankie Smith Funeral Home and Crematory in Lancaster and the Johnson Smith Funeral Home in Baltimore have a long and wonderful history of serving our community. Feel free to give us a call at 740-653-0652. Stop in and see us at either of our two locations, 405 North Columbus Street in Lancaster and 207 South Main Street in Baltimore. Respect for tradition, regard for change.
Welcome back to Down Home with Tina. I am speaking with some of the cast from the upcoming production OUL, which is Ohio University-Lancaster. It is called Into the Woods. They are going to do their first day performance, I should say, during the Lancaster Festival on July 23rd. And right now I have one that is Aiden, is his name, and he is going to portray whom in Into the Woods?
I am playing Rapunzel's prince.
Rapunzel's prince. And what is that like for you in this production?
It's a balance of staying charming while being able to touch with my comedic side, because I am essentially the comedic relief of the show. The show is riddled with comedy, which is very fun for all of us. But for me and the other prince specifically, we have a song that we do. We have a little duet that is riddled with jokes, and that's the one that you want everyone to laugh at, you know?
Is being a comedian, does that come easy to you, Aiden?
I think so. That's for everyone else to judge. I like to play roles that have comedy in them just because I enjoy having fun with myself. Like, you know, I like to make jokes and stuff.
So is it challenging though because sometimes it's not being funny that makes it funny when you're in a production. Is that true? Do you think that? Like, you have to be serious in order for it to be funny. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I'd say that's true. You need to stay true to the character. For me, this role, you want to stay true to the character, but you can just go wild with it. It's a very funny character. I don't have a whole lot of seriousness I need to do. I have to stay charming.
Do you have any big challenges at all through this production in your?
I'd say my biggest challenge is finding a balance of not too much, which does not happen a lot. Over the top does not happen a lot for this show. So it's pushing yourself, because I keep wanting to do more with the role.
Have you worked with Director Jones before?
I have not. This is my first OUL production.
With that, where are you coming from? What?
I am from Lancaster, but I go to Ohio University in Athens.
In Athens. Okay. So, yeah, what brought you here to Lancaster to try out for this part? You said you're from here, though, right?
Yes. I've always been here. I've seen a couple shows that OUL has previously done. I wanted to do Into the Woods because I did that show when I was at OU this past year.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Okay. Same character?
Different character. I played Cinderella's father.
Okay.
Which was a fun little way to get into it while I was at school, but I wanted to do it with a different part. So getting the prince was really special. Yeah.
Is it tough for you to do acting and learning the lines and anything like that?
A little bit. I think the singing has always come to me. I've always been a musician, but acting has been a little more of a struggle. But I think my fellow cast members and everyone are really helping me with that, which is really, I enjoy it.
Have you been acting for years, or is it fairly new to you?
It is very new to me.
Really?
My first show was at Lancaster High School last year. I was Barnaby in Hello, Dolly.
Nice.
And then I've done 4 shows since then.
Are you kind of addicted now?
A little bit, just a little
Kind of,
bit.
sort of, if you
Just
want
a
to say
little
it.
bit.
It's
I have
not
the
a bad
bug.
addiction.
I have
no,
the theater bug.
You have the theater bug. That's really cool. What have you learned so far from Director Jones?
Not to take myself too seriously, because it helps push the character forward if I just go wild with it. That's my favorite thing about Jones, is he wants us to do whatever makes the character better.
Very, very cool. Anything that you would like to share with folks about this upcoming production?
I think we have a great cast and crew, and you just need to come see the show because it's going to be a really good time.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I know what I was going to ask you also. How many are in this production?
There are around 20 cast members, including the cow, and then even more.
It's not a real cow, is it?
Not
No,
a real
no,
cow.
I was like,
You have to
there's
believe
not
that it's a real
this.
cow.
But it is a real cow,
It's a real cow.
right? Yeah, it's really a cow now.
Yeah.
So do you see yourself continuing on to do theater for quite some time now?
Yes,
So do you
absolutely.
yeah. In Athens, or are you going to come back to Lancaster anytime?
I'm probably going to stick in Athens, but then I probably will end up in New York.
Good for you. I like to hear that kind of talk, folks, because that is a great goal to have. And when you think it, you need to believe it, and you need to say it, and then you do it, right?
Yep.
Aiden, thank you so much, and good
Thank
luck in
you.
your theater career. Folks, don't go anywhere. I'll be back in just a minute. I've got one more cast member, and we're going to go over those dates and times and how you can get tickets in just a bit. It's Down Home with Tina.
You walked down the aisle and promised happily ever after. Sometimes happily ever after means ending a relationship. We know the conversations are not easy. Deciding what's best for you, your children, and your next steps takes work and communication. At Dagger Law, we know there are no monsters in a divorce, only people trying to find their way. Local, trusted, experienced. Dagger Law.
The Lancaster Festival returns for its 39th season, July 20th through 29th. Experience 9-time Grammy-winning singer-songwriter Sheryl Crow. Get tickets now at lancasterfestival.org.
Did you know dragging chains can spark a wildfire?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
It's Down Home with Tina, and I have Emma. She is one of the characters in the upcoming production of OUL. For the Lancaster Festival is where the first couple take place, and it's called Into the Woods, and then they will have some others about, oh goodness, is it about 2 weeks later, Emma? I think it is, because it's 23rd, and then it's
2 weeks later.
August what? Third,
Third,
fourth,
and
and fifth. Yeah, which
And
is
sixth.
and
the
sixth,
sixth.
third, fourth, fifth,
Yeah.
and sixth. Yes. So perfect. Anyways, so you happen to be not only one of the characters in, and we'll get to that in a minute, and your acting career and all that, but you're stage manager as well.
I am.
What is that like? Is this your first time being stage manager?
It's actually my second time being stage manager for Victor Jones. But this is the first one that I've done that has a bigger group of people
Right.
in it.
What's that like?
It's a lot of fun because everybody is so talented. They kind of already know what they're ready to do. So it makes it easier to kind of, I don't want to say control them, but
Yeah.
that's kind of it.
Well, and this is a little bit of a different production than what you probably have been in, because you go to OUL, correct?
Yes, I do.
Because this is more of a community one. So that's why we've got others from other universities, is because this is open audition for, because it happens to be during the summer, probably, right?
Yes,
Would you not
he
say?
usually
Yeah.
does community stuff during the summer.
Yeah, yeah. So that's why, if folks are kind of wondering, that's why when we're asking where everybody's from and stuff. So, Into the Woods, what character do you portray?
So I will be Snow White. Super
Snow White?
exciting.
Yeah. So, how many years have you been acting, and why did you decide to be a part of this production?
Oh
or want to be?
man. I don't even remember when I started acting. I guess it's been maybe like 5 or 6 years about. I did a lot of shows in high school, and then once I went to college, I was like, I heard about Jones's program, and I was
Awesome program.
let's do it.
So Snow White, are you looking forward to being this character?
I am, and it's super exciting because she is only on there for like a second. Like, she is on and off. Yes. Super quick.
So just like throughout, or just one time?
Yeah, just one time. Very, very end.
At the very end. That's why you can do what you're doing probably as stage manager as well, you think?
That's what makes it a little easier to do the part, is just going on and then going off stage. So
there's not really a challenging moment for you?
Nope, not for me.
Not for you, maybe for the others.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you keep it all together with all of these? What, you said about 20 cast members?
Yeah. I feel like I'm an organized person, so it just kind of helps out.
Yes. How can folks who are interested in coming get tickets for the productions for either the 23rd or the other dates in August?
Yeah, so the website for it, this is a long one, it's www.onthestage.tickets/show/Ohio University-Lancaster Theater.
You're right, that's long.
Yes, it is a very long one, but there you could also go on to ohio.edu /Lancaster, go down to the theater part of it, and then we also have the link on that website.
Okay. Facebook, you guys have social media as well too. What is it, like OUL Theater or something very simple?
Yeah, Ohio University Theater. You can go on there. If you go to any of our posts, go to the bio, it's always there too.
Something that if you can't, so it's awesome. What is something that you would like to share with everybody?
Oh man, it is a very comedic show, which not a lot of people realize, because it's also a dramatic show. There's a lot of comedic, but dramatic.
Is it for kids as well, or is it kind of like, what would you rate this as?
I believe it's rated PG-13.
PG-13,
if I remember correctly. Yes.
If you're going to bring, you probably want to bring the 13 over, technically, is what they say.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's kind of like got that adult kind of.
Yes, there is a bit of adult context in it.
Yeah. You want to make sure. Awesome. Okay, so one more time with the dates, please, Emma.
It is July 23rd at 2 o'clock and 7 o'clock. And then you have August 3rd, 4th, and 5th at 7 o'clock. And then August 6th at 2 o'clock.
2 o'clock. Perfect. And they can get tickets, like you just said, or go to their Facebook. Thank you so very much
for being here.
Good luck to you. And folks, I've got one more guest for the show, so don't go anywhere. It's Down Here with Tina.
The Lancaster Festival is back. Dozens of pre-events and ticketed events like Sheryl Crow, Andy Grammer, the Red Hot Chili Pipers, trumpet virtuoso Byron Stripling, and so much more. Tickets now at lancasterfestival.org.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a fourth ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Down Here with Tina is brought to you by these amazing sponsors, and I am now going to welcome to the show Becky Schaade. She is the library director, and I love having her because I think that reading is so very important. There are so many kids that don't get enough reading in, and I know I've probably said this before, nothing against my son, he just wasn't a reader.
Yeah.
And a program that I'm working in now if I can get a book for somebody, I am getting a book for somebody because I'm like, yes, I want to encourage that reading.
Absolutely, and it's so important to be reading over the summertime as kids are out of school. The summer slide, that idea where kids can actually go backward in what they've learned and their skills. Teachers and students and parents work so hard during the school year to gain those skills. We don't want anyone sliding down, and so the library is excited to play even just a small part in keeping everybody's skills sharp over the summer, because school will be here before we know it.
Does time not fly by?
Yes.
Quicker and quicker the older we get.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So do you have a theme every summer, correct?
We do. We have a summer reading program every year. This year our theme is All Together Now. So we've done some really interesting programs around that theme. We have programs for kids, teens, and adults. All of our programs at the library are free, and truly, I could not list them all in the time that we have. There are so many things going on. There are days throughout our entire system where we'll have 10 programs over the course of just one day. So I can't list them all here, but I would encourage people to go to the library's website, which is fcdlibrary.org, and you're going to be able to see on there our event calendar with all of the programs that we're doing. It'll give you a description, time, date, location, because our branches are doing programs
That's
too.
what I was going to ask you,
Yes.
if this includes your branches
Yes,
also.
it does.
Okay.
We have branches in Amanda, Carroll, Baltimore, and Bremen, and they are all doing programs this summer, as well as, of course, our main library in Lancaster. When you go on that event calendar, you are going to be able to see, you can filter by location. So if you only have one particular place you want to go, you can see just those programs. If you can filter by age group. So if you only want to see teen programs or you only want to see programs for preschoolers, you can do that, and you'll be able to see just the many programs we have. Some of them require registration, so we're able to plan for supplies and that kind of thing. And it's just a click of a button. You sign up your child or whoever it is you're bringing, and then you're registered. It's very easy. You'll actually get a reminder once you're registered that program's coming up. You can add it to your calendar if you're using Outlook. So many great ways to keep in touch. But I would encourage anyone, go on the library's event calendar because there are so many programs.
And when does this one end?
So our summer reading program goes through August 5th.
Okay.
And so the reading portion of we have all of those programs during the summer, keep everybody busy and engaged. We love that. But we also, the reading portion of it is also for kids, teens, and adults. Anyone can participate. And you just simply log your reading. You can do a paper log. We have an app that you can log it on, whatever's easier for you. And if you turn in your log before August 5th or before, you're going to earn some prizes from our friends at the library. We have some great prizes that we're handing out this year. You'll be entered for any drawings we have, those kinds of things. So it's a great way to kind of incentivize reading a little bit for those kids over the summer. We like school-age kids to be reading 15 minutes a day at a minimum, just a little bit every day. And preschool kids to be reading, at least a book a day with their parents or their caregivers, picture books, that kind of thing, fairly short.
Yeah.
And adults, read all you like.
Do you encourage handheld books when you say reading, handheld in the hand books?
So for children, personally, I do. I think that they are a lot more engaging for especially young children. Digital books are great. I do read digital books as an adult. If I'm reading to a child, I'm not reading a digital book. I'm grabbing a paper copy of a book. That child is going to be here next to me on the couch. We're sharing those pictures. We're talking about it and turning the pages. The child's being engaged. So I absolutely, I think personally that the best way to share books with children is to read aloud from paper, physical books.
And them touching it and feeling it.
Yeah,
I think all of that is important.
All of it goes into it. How does a book work? Even if you're thinking about a really young child, you know what? We start here. This is the front. This is the cover. It's going to tell us what the book's about. We're going to turn the pages this way. You don't think about it because you learned those skills so long ago. But those are things you're teaching your child, things that they should know before they go to kindergarten to be able to have the best chance of success.
The programs that you're speaking about and everything, now all of those folks that do are involved in part of it and participate, need a library card. Is that correct?
No, that isn't
nice.
correct. We want everyone to be able to participate. If you want to check out books from the library, you do need to get a card. It's very easy to do that, and it's free to do that. Anyone who is a resident of the state of Ohio, you don't even have to live in Fairfield County. Anywhere in the state, you can get a free library card from the Fairfield County District Library.
Perfect.
But you do not even need a library card to participate in the reading program or come to these programs. We don't ever check that. It's not a thing. So we want everyone to be involved and everyone to just enjoy that over the summer.
And for some folks who, and I hope that they already do have a library card, you go on in a search and you can get books from other libraries as well.
That's right. That's right. We have a consortium that we belong to with 16 other member libraries, and there are access to literally millions of books. We will bring them in. We get delivery of materials 5 days a week. So once your item's here, we're going to let you know that it's here, and you can come to the library and pick it up. It's an amazing service.
One of my favorite times of the summer is in July when we have our Lancaster Festival.
Oh, yes.
And you all have some things happening, don't you?
We do. We love Lancaster Festival time. I mean, there is such a great energy downtown, so many things going on, and we're so pleased to be able to participate in a small way, because there are a lot of things that go into the festival. Our third floor at the main library will have an art exhibit, People and Places. We're featuring 9 artists from the Hammond Harkin Galleries in the Short North. Of those artists, people are going to know the name Paul Hamilton, they're going to know the name Amina Robinson, and many others who have put their art into that exhibit. So I have no doubt that is going to be absolutely fabulous. And then we have 2 programs that I'm really excited about. One is the Lafferty Pike Bluegrass Petting Zoo. Yes,
that just sounds
fun.
like
fun, right? And there was some discussion. Someone thought it was animals, like a petting zoo, like animals, and I said, no, it's instruments. So they're going to do a bluegrass show, about a half hour of performance, and then kids are going to get to play and work with student-sized instruments. So what a great opportunity, perfect for the festival. And the other program we have coming up during the festival, I'm so excited about. Iggy Garcia is going to be doing a drum circle at the main library again this year. That's on Friday the 26th. And check all these times on the website for sure. But the cool thing about that is that it's the same day that the Lancaster Percussion Ensemble is performing downtown at the square. So you come to the library at 10:30, you see that drum circle with Iggy Garcia, have a lot of fun, and participate in that way. And then once that's over, head on down to the square. You're right there anyway. You've already parked and can see the amazing performance by the Lancaster Percussion Ensemble.
Oh, I just love that.
Yeah.
And then there's something else. I mean, you guys have so many things that are happening.
We do.
So in the last couple of minutes, you have, what is it, Wizards?
Oh, Wands and Wizards. Yes. So for all those Harry Potter lovers, all those lovers of fantasy books, those kinds of things, we're going to be bringing this back. Really the first time since after the pandemic. So we're really excited about that.
Oh, good.
Many organizations are participating in this event across Fairfield County. So it's not just here in Lancaster. Lots of places. The library is going to be doing some amazing free events. We have Rusty Ammerman, who's doing a magic show called Wands at the Ready. We have Midwest Falconry that's going to be doing an outdoor bird of prey show where they're swooping in, that kind of thing.
Neat.
Costume contest, and many other things. So I would encourage everyone, check out the website, download the library's app, and you're going to be able to see all the events that we have coming up, which are amazing.
They are, and I just love everything that you guys do over there. So thank you so much for taking the time to be on the show. And folks, I don't want you to forget, it's fcdlibrary.org.
That's right.
Yes.
Just search for it on Google.
Yes.
You'll find it. But thank you so much for the opportunity. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. And I just want you, and because I encourage the kids just to do the Wands and Wizards, the things for the Lancaster Festival, so many free events that you can get your kids actively involved outside of the home without those handheld devices that they are constantly
in wonderful family events, really positive engagement. Yes, absolutely.
Take pictures and make memories and build books from just the memories and photo books and things like that. I just think that's so important. But anyways, folks, thanks so much for watching this week. I hope you have a great week. God bless and good day. It's Down Home with Tina.